There are plagues of insects, of vegetation, and wild weeds. There are biblical plagues. And perhaps it's not a plague, but the jellyfish which invade the Mediterranean Sea aren't very pleasant for swimmers. For this reason, when we were planning to launch a plague for our Atrápalo 2008 campaign, the client showed some surprise. He liked it, but didn't like it. At the end of the presentation, he asked us, "Are you serious?" Atrápalo.com, online travel agency. In English, Atrápalo means catch it or trap it. Trappers campaign. It would have been inconceivable to launch a plague as an advertising campaign 10 or 15 years ago. But today we possess digital resources, virtual or enhanced realities, and we can play the line between fiction and reality more easily. The Atrápalo campaign consisted of pouring trappers onto the network. These being small jelly-like organisms colored with the Atrápalo corporate color, with a slow metabolism and labored breathing. Instead of making a standard banners campaign, we proposed infesting the internet with 80 million trappers, 80 million duplicates of banners without text, without a brand, without slogans, which moved and breathed, something unseen up until then. In reality, this was a game. But this was unknown by the public at the time. Inside the trappers, hundreds of attractive offers by Atrápalo were hidden, as well as trips and urban leisure deals at practically giveaway prices. It was supposed that the trappers had swallowed the trips, and that people had to extract these from them. The plan was to fill the world with trappers, and then to communicate what they were hiding, so that people would go out and hunt for them. In other words, the campaign was devised in reverse. The banners did not pursue the people, it was the people who had to pursue the banners. But we didn't say this in the beginning. We notified the plague as a teaser, in campaigns for the press, outside, radio, etc.
Recientemente se ha detectado la presencia de atrapantes, pequeñas criaturas de color rojo y de unos 6 centímetros o 100 píxeles.
And we let people find them through the internet or in the real world. We distributed virtual jars with the Atrápalo logo for those who wanted to save the trappers they had captured. But we didn't say anything, so they would become more and more curious. The campaign worked because people started to collect them without knowing what they were or what they were for. Still, this way 25,000 jars had already been distributed in 1 week. On the trappers.com blog, some posed questions and others offered hypotheses. The most curious people aimed their efforts at manipulating them, extracting the multiple secrets which they were hiding, and spreading their discoveries. Seeking answers, many called the free telephone number to find out what they were and what they were for.
Hola, acabo de atrapar 11 atrapantes por todas las páginas web y me gustaría saber de qué trata esto, o qué debería hacer con ellos, o qué se puede hacer con ellos. Vale, muchas gracias.
When the hunt began, or that is to say, when it was communicated what the trappers contained, complete madness was triggered. People burst open the trappers to find out if there was a prize inside, and bursting trappers became an addictive pastime. In 4 weeks, 1,100,000 trappers were burst. The website received over 1 million visits, and 80,000 people were registered. More hunting licenses than those existing in both Belgium and Holland combined. On the streets, there even appeared the van of a strange company which was dedicated to exterminating them. The Trapper Catchers. This was accompanied by a spot seen on TV teleshopping spaces, although these maybe were a sub-viral campaign.
Somos expertos y profesionales. ¡Llámenos!
www.losatracadores.com.
Some information. 102 blogs offered to house trappers for free, because this way their own traffic multiplied. The click-through ratios reached were 28.5%. Hundreds of Atrápalo providers contacted the agency to include some of their own offers inside the trappers. This allowed Atrápalo to increase its number of prizes and this went from 400 to 1,300. Atrápalo became leader for visits and sales after the campaign.